If you take a person from a quiet country town and drop them in the middle of a massive metropolis, they will immediately tell you that everything feels too fast. People talk faster, the traffic moves faster, the entire rhythm of life feels like it is stuck on fast forward. For a long time, we thought this was just a psychological illusion caused by stress and noise. But it is not an illusion, it is a mathematical fact. Physicists have actually discovered that the larger a city gets, the faster its inhabitants physically walk. Their heart rates adjust, their entire metabolism syncs to a hidden equation. You see, you are not just living in a city, you are living inside a giant mathematical organism, and it is secretly controlling the speed of your life. Today, we uncover the terrifying physics of urban growth. To understand what is happening to us in our cities, we actually have to leave the concrete jungle and go back to the 1930s. A biologist named Max Kleiber was obsessed with a very simple question: how much energy does an animal need to survive? He started measuring the metabolic rates of different creatures. He measured mice, dogs, horses, and elephants. Now, logic tells us that if you have an animal that is exactly twice as heavy as another animal, it should need exactly twice as much food to survive. That's simple linear math. But nature does not use linear math. Nature is obsessed with efficiency. Kleiber discovered a universal law that completely shocked the scientific world. He found that every time you double the mass of an animal, it does not need 100% more energy. It only needs about 75% more energy. This is called sublinear scaling. As life gets bigger, it gets vastly more efficient at using resources. Conversely, this is why a mouse has a heart that beats frantically at 600 beats per minute and it dies in 2 years. It burns through its energy incredibly fast. Meanwhile, an elephant has a massive heart that beats a slow, steady 30 times a minute, allowing it to live for decades. Size creates efficiency, and efficiency slows down time. Keep this in the back of your mind. Bigger means more efficient and slower. So, a few years ago, a theoretical physicist named Geoffrey West began looking at satellite images of cities. He looked at the winding roads, the branching electrical grids, and the sprawling water pipes. To a physicist, a city looks exactly like a biological organism. The roads are veins and arteries carrying cells. The power stations are mitochondria producing energy. West and his team of researchers wanted to know if cities obey the same biological laws as animals. If a city doubles its population, does it need twice as many roads? Does it need twice as many gas stations or twice as much electrical wire? They spent years gathering massive amounts of data from thousands of cities all over the world. And the data was beautifully and perfectly consistent. Cities obey the exact same scaling laws as biology. When a city doubles its population, it only needs 85% more infrastructure. It only needs 85% more roads, 85% more gas stations, and 85% more electrical lines. By clustering millions of humans together, we create a massive economy of scale. Just like the elephant, a large city is mathematically far more efficient than a small town. Per capita, people in big cities actually use less energy and require less physical material to survive. In terms of physical infrastructure, your city is literally a giant, highly efficient animal. But here is where the story takes a dark and entirely unexpected turn. Remember the rule of biology? When an organism gets bigger and more efficient, its metabolism slows down. An elephant lives a slow, steady life. But when the researchers stopped looking at physical infrastructure and started looking at human behavior, the mathematics broke completely. West and his team looked at socioeconomic data. They looked at things that only humans do. They measured wealth creation. They measured the number of patents and inventions produced. They measured crime rates. They even measured the spread of contagious diseases. If a city were just a biological animal, doubling its size would slow these things down. But human interaction is not biological. It is a network effect. the researchers discovered what they call superlinear scaling. When a city doubles in population, wages do not just double, they increase by an extra 15%. You see, a city is not just a habitat, it is a social reactor. The closer you pack human beings together, the more they interact, collaborate, and compete. This friction creates an explosion of innovation and wealth. But the math is entirely neutral. It amplifies the bad as exactly much as the good. When a city doubles in size, violent crime also increases by 15%. The transmission of diseases increases by 15%. Everything we do, good or bad, is amplified. And this brings us back to our original mystery, the walking speed. Because this social reactor is generating so much activity, so much wealth, and so much competition, it fundamentally alters the pace of life. The researchers found that you can accurately predict the exact walking speed of a pedestrian simply by looking at the population size of their city. The bigger the city, the faster they walk. We have built an environment that is so highly networked that it forces our biological bodies to speed up to match the metabolism of the city. We are the cells inside the bloodstream of a concrete giant, and the heart is beating faster every single day. But this constant acceleration reveals a terrifying problem hidden deep inside the equations. In physics, systems that scale superlinearly, systems that grow faster and faster the bigger they get, are inherently unstable. If an organism demands an infinitely increasing supply of energy, it will eventually run out of resources. In mathematics, this is known as a finite time singularity. It is a point where the growth curve goes perfectly vertical and the entire system collapses under its own weight. This is the biological limit of human civilization. So if our cities constantly demand more energy, more innovation, and a faster pace of life, why have we not collapsed yet? How have we survived this long? Well, we survive because human beings have a unique trick up our sleeves. We innovate. Whenever our civilization reaches a critical point where we are about to hit that mathematical wall, we invent a massive world-changing technology that resets the clock. We ran out of food we could hunt, so we invented agriculture. We hit the limits of human muscle power, so we invented the steam engine. We hit the limits of global communication, so we invented the internet. Jeffrey West calls this the treadmill of innovation. Every time we invent a new paradigm, we restart the growth curve and save ourselves from collapse. But look closely at the math. Because life in our cities is constantly accelerating, the time between these massive world-saving innovations has to get shorter and shorter. Thousands of years passed between the agricultural revolution and the industrial revolution. Then, only a century passed before the information age. Now, we are standing on the brink of artificial intelligence. We have to invent massive, world-changing technologies at a faster and faster rate just to keep the system from dying. A city is the most incredible organism the universe has ever produced. It defies the standard laws of biology by getting faster and more creative as it grows. It is the engine of human prosperity, but it is an engine that has no brakes. The next time you walk down a busy city street and feel overwhelmed by the rush, the noise, and the frantic pace of the people around you, realize that you are not just stressed. You are feeling the physical weight of human evolution. You are feeling the absolute necessity of our species to run faster and faster into the future. And the only question left is, how much faster can we run? Or perhaps the better question is, where exactly are we running to? My name is Nova, and we are going to figure that out together. Right now, this channel is just a tiny microscopic organism in the massive ecosystem of YouTube. But as we just learned today, if you gather the right people together, the math says you can build something incredibly powerful. Hit subscribe. We have a whole universe to decode.